Anybody who saw the Adrian Broner fight with Manny Pacquiao understood that that fight was one-sided. Pacquiao definitely won that fight. But at the end of the fight, Adrian Broner said something really ridiculous. He thought he did good in the fight. He thought he did enough to win the fight. When everybody else who's watching the fight can clearly see that Adrian Broner did not win that fight. He was not competitive. He did not throw enough punches to win anything. Adrian Broner shouldn't even been in the same ring as Manny Pacquiao that night. And this is the same case with Tiffany Henyard. And not only Tiffany Henyard, the entire Democratic Party. Tiffany Henyard, as we all know, has done a terrible job in the village of Dolton and also as Thornton Township supervisor. And people are tired.
New at 10 tonight, renewed calls for a change at the top in South Suburban Dolton.
Of course, we are talking about Mayor Tiffany Henyard, and our Jermont Terry was there as residents lined up to give her an earful. Jermont.
Eric and Joe, tonight's regular scheduled Village Hall meeting turned into political antics where the opponents for Mayor Tiffany Henyard say they're counting the days until she is voted out, but the mayor insisting she isn't giving up or losing that seat. Monday night's Dolton Village meeting started 30 minutes late.
We are awaiting Mayor Henyard to arrive. We will give another 5 minutes.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard delayed the meeting with no explanation. It gave residents something quickly to complain about.
Just sacrificed 32 minutes to an individual that doesn't give a damn about anybody's time but hers. Okay?
Mayor Henyard listened as one by one, residents gave her an earful.
Very much so concerned about this culture of corruption.
They spoke about the change they want to see.
Clean House 2025, and clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
That was the ongoing theme as people took more personal jabs at the mayor.
We cannot let her get back and to be the mayor, and we already know she's not gonna win that supervisor seat. That is done.
And despite not paying her rent, getting evicted, taking the town down to the dumps, and oh, by the way, showing up 32 minutes late for the meeting, here's what Tiffany Henyard had to say.
After taking the insults, the mayor threw her own verbal punches.
The disrespect that you guys displayed at that mic is unbelievable.
While the FBI continues its probe into the village and questions still remain about the village spending, Henyard drives 1 point home.
I have the seat now, whether you like it or not. I am your mayor.
And about her losing that seat in 2025, she told the crowd,
I won my seat by 82%. Know this, I am gonna come through on a landslide just like Trump did. Know that I will be victorious in the upcoming election.
We're not your damn subjects. We are your bosses. We are the citizens of Dolton. And you will not continue to treat us like this because you are on the way out.
Now, there are several people running for mayor and also for the trustee positions. So with the new year just around the corner, we can expect many more jabs as the elections draw near.
So now, what are you trying to say, O'Shea? Let's look at this as a general perspective. 2024, the Democrats lost every swing state, every single one. All 7 were lost. And do you want to know what state is kind of trending towards red now? Illinois. Illinois, the swing as percentage going towards Republicans was a whopping 10%. That means another year or voting year in that same direction, Illinois is back red. And the only county in Illinois that's really severely red, that's big enough, for the most part, is Cook County. And this is the problem with the Democrats. They know that they've lost. They know that they're having a hard time doing things in communities they don't understand, and continuously what they're doing is, well, it's your problem. It's your fault. See, Tiffany Henyard is delusional, but she ain't the only one. The entire party is like that. The entire party doesn't care about its community. They're doing whatever they want to do, and they expect to win. That's crazy. You expect to put out a bad effort, and you heard her say it out of her own mouth. She won the first time with 82%, and she's going to be back in the seat. She's as delusional as Adrian Broner. And all Black Democrats need to do, or Black Democratic cities, here's what you need to do. All that you gotta do, continue with electing people like this. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to continue to play identity politics, I get it. Identity politics possibly can work. It'll get you in. But one thing for sure, it won't keep you, all right? And we got to understand that when we're dealing with Black people, even in Black business, we can't just be giving people anything because we want them to have it. We got to give people what they actually desire. And that's been a big issue with the black business sector. It's a huge issue with black voting. The people who want black votes don't want to do anything for your votes. And they want to get upset with you if you somehow tell them the truth. Like, let me give you an example. I had a friend of mine that unfortunately I don't have anymore here in Uganda, okay? This was a lady who was very prominent here. And somehow I introduced her to somebody that did some really good work for me, okay? And so she was like, oh, well, I would like to do business with this person. Can you introduce that person to her? I said, sure. That person ended up doing some really good work for her. And, she kind of went on and at first she was paying for the work. And it wasn't even that much. It had to be no more than $40 to $80, okay? So the guy that was doing the work for her, he called me. He was like, hey, listen, man, the person that you referred to me hasn't paid their bill. So he tried to send her a nice message saying, hey, listen, how are you? I know things are probably busy for you right now, but, I would really appreciate it if I could, get the money from what you've already ordered for me. And in fact, she didn't pay him and then said, hey, well, listen, I'm going to order the second time and then I'll pay you once it comes back. So he sent her like 2 things. So her answer to the guy was, well, I've been trying to text message you, but your messages are bringing back to me. Now, in Uganda, we have this thing like Cash App, but it's called mobile money. And so what can happen is instead of sending, the money to you on Cash App or through PayPal, they can just text you the money to your phone number. So they can go, there's a particular code you put in, they put your phone number in, and then they can just send a certain amount of money to you, and then you can just go withdraw it, or you can deposit into your account. So she could have did that, and she didn't. So you know what happened? If he would have kept asking her for the money, she would have made him feel like he's in the wrong. Like, whoa, what are you doing bothering me about this little bit of money? What are you doing harassing me about this money? Even though she's the one in the wrong for creating the debt. So he had to end up saying, you know what? Let me just take the loss. Because it would have been hell on earth getting the money. She said she's gonna send the money to the guy on a Friday. She never did. And all she did was lie. But do you know what she's gonna probably end up doing? Like what also happens here? She'll message the guy like 2 months down the road, like, hey, how are you doing? I was looking at making an order for something and then not paying the bill. And he's gonna be like, no, well, you haven't paid me the last time. And she's gonna have the unmitigated gall and the direct attitude to get mad at him. But then she's gonna expect that somebody wants to do business with her. And it's just not gonna happen. And if she wants somebody to do business with her, what she needs to do is to say, listen, I know I made a terrible mistake. I did something that was wrong, but I would love to do a business with you. How can I pay you? How can I do this? How can I do that? And all of that. But she won't do it, but expecting that somebody will give her some money. This is the delusional thing that I am talking about. This is what I mean. And this happens too often in Black America, especially with political parties. And what's going to happen with Democrats, they have the same attitude that I've just described, and you're basically forcing people to go to the Republicans. Right now, if they had a good Republican black candidate that came into Dolton, right now, hey, and if that person was decent, if that person could expose some things about the city, they'd be willing to give that individual a try. Why would they be willing to do it? Because of what has happened in the past. This is exact why. This is the exact reason why. And do you know what? You don't blame them, because look at how people are acting. And the Democratic Party is just going to make sure that they will never have another Democratic president for the next 20 years, the way they're going. How do you expect it? I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And this is exactly what continues to happen, and it's what's going to continue to happen. And this is absolutely crazy and insane. However, this is the attitude that Black Democrats, Roland Martin in particular, all of them have toward the Black community. Tiffany Henyard is a great example of this. And this is going to create so much disdain in Black America that you're going to continue to see this trickling down of Democratic people, Black Democrats, going towards red, and they ain't gonna be able to blame the white supremacists this time. These are our own people doing this. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.